What's up, lads? It is the Midnight Kid here, bringing you an exclusive PESUniverse series for PES 2014. I'm joined with ThePrestige.
Well, lads,
We're going to be going through the top 25 young players to buy in PES 2014's Master League. So we're not going to mess around too much in this. We will start with number 25, work down to the top player.
top one.
Yeah, that we think could be potentially a beast.
A legend.
Yeah, so there's just a few quick guys there to start as well, a teaser of who could be in it. But we'll start with number 25, and it is going to be Oriel
Romeu?
Romeu, whatever you want to call him. I just call him the Chelsea beast.
Chelsea dominator.
Well, he looks to be a good player. He wasn't really that good in PES 2013, but I think this could be a good year for him. Just kick things off, really.
Mourinho will instill the values into him.
He might.
He's always defensive midfielder, isn't he?
He is. Number 24 is this guy, Coke, Atletico Madrid, Coca-Cola.
Coke.
Yeah, Coke or Coke, whatever you call him. And he is a fairly beast as well, and I think he'll be a good player to buy.
Probably good, yeah.
A little
He's
probably.
good enough last year, like,
He could be under the radar a little bit, you see, and then he just springs.
Yeah.
That's the type of player I like in PES. It's guys that you don't really think of buying until he actually pops up and you buy him.
And he's a legend, then.
He's a beast.
He's class.
Up next, this could be a controversial choice this far out. Only number 23, Raheem.
Sterling.
Mr. Sterling.
Could have been a bit higher, maybe.
You think he could have been? I don't think so.
I like him. He's good.
I think he's good,
He
but
wasn't great last year, but
yeah, but all he's going to be is pace, like, really, isn't he? In
his
PES.
feet.
Yeah, he's a good dribbler and stuff,
Be a
but
good Barry centre now, you know.
he might have.
You never know.
You'd never know. But I don't think he could be that much higher. Like, maybe, but if we're pushing it, maybe at a push we could. But up next, the man close to my heart, Sergio Canalas. He is a beast, Valencia beast, and I think that he could be a really good player as well. We had him on our list last year when we did the series on my channel of the list, and I think he was way higher, but hasn't enjoyed the best season in La Liga this year. But I think he could be good stat-wise.
Back this year.
Think he could be high 80s?
No.
Middle 80s?
Say 82.
81 or 2 maybe, yeah.
82 and a half.
And last but not least, number 21, and rounding off the first episode of this brand new series exclusive to PESUniverse, we have Wilfried.
Wilfried.
Yeah.
Wilfried Zaha.
I call him Willy.
I'd say he'd be good. I'd call him Frida.
I think a lot of people would be giving out that we only put him number 21, but some people say...
They haven't seen who's to come though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
They'll have to tune in.
They'll have to tune in and see the next episode.
He'll be good though.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I think...
Would he start for United? He'll be easy buy, you see, in Master League, because United won't probably start him, you know.
Yeah.
He'll be easy enough to get on a snatch and grab deal, you know.
What do you think his potential rating will be?
Probably about 80.
85 or 6?
No.
No?
80.
81 or 2?
No, 80.
No? Alright. Well, seeing as last year...
80.
Seeing as last year Jack Wilshere was 87 or 85.
Jack Wilshere's class.
Yeah, that's true. What's up, lads? It is the Midnight Kid here, back with episode 2 of our PES 2014 Master League top 25 young players to buy for when the game comes out, giving you a quick start and a head start on the game. I'm joined today in episode 2 by the beast that is PESkiller HD. What's up, man?
Well, what's the crack?
Sure, not much. No, not much. A few controversial choices I hope you've picked for us in this one now.
There should be one or two, yeah.
So we're going to start. I'll let you introduce the first player. He's coming up here now, number 20.
Right, this is the Porto beast Mangala, centre back.
Absolute tank.
Yeah.
Big strong lad.
Bit like Akinfenwa.
He was fairly good. What do you think his potential rating will be in PES 2014?
I think 84 to 86 maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so up next is Chelsea's De Bruyne. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but this guy is a centre midfielder. Jose Mourinho has said that he's going to be a big part of his plans with his new team, I think, hasn't he? So he should be fairly good. He wasn't really in it last year, was he? He was out on loan, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was with Werder Bremen, I think.
Yeah, so he wasn't in it as much. Okay, up next,
Lamela.
from Roma.
He's a nice skillster.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got some good tricks up his sleeve.
He'd be tight dribbler, so.
Yeah.
So what?
Bit of a Lavezzi or Hazard style.
Would he?
I think so, yeah.
You'll be using him quite a lot, so.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the tricks going.
I
Nice
will.
hair as well. Oh, up next, this is my man, the Irish beast, Shamey Coleman. Lads, you can't do much wrong getting him. He's a beast, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good now.
He is good. Like, I don't know, last year I had him, he rocketed up to like really, really high up.
Yeah.
He's fairly good, alright. Like, if you get him...
Still has good potential, like.
Yeah, I think he's 24 now. He's probably the oldest on this list, but he has got the potential to bounce up to maybe an 84 or 5, and he's absolutely a beast as well. So I'll leave you with the last one, PES Skiller.
Alright, this is ASPAS, the Liverpool man.
New guy.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good.
Not too much on this lad, no. But
Yeah. He'll be a good dribbler probably. Is he fast? I suppose he is.
yeah.
Seems to be fairly tidy anyways. He's a fairly good goal scoring record, I hear.
Yeah.
Supposedly fairly good anyway. There's a lot of high hopes for him. He's doing well in the pre-season as well, so
What rating do you think he'll have?
it's hard to know. Sometimes the speed players are really highly rated. I suppose he'd probably be, I don't think he'd be 80s, would he? He'd probably be 78 or 79 maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. So lads, that is it for episode number 2.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another PESUniverse exclusive. Today we are checking out episode number 3 of the top 25 young players to buy. Joining me today we have the one and only Midnight Kid. So starting off today we're going to be looking at number 15, and Midnight Kid is going to take it away.
I am indeed, and it's an Irish legend. Look at this. James McCarthy, centre midfielder. One of the most underrated players in PES 2013, I'll have everyone know, but I'll be keeping an eye out for him. Probably get him in my Master League with the defaults, but we'll see. Probably be maybe mid-70s, but he's quite a solid player, and he's Irish as well, so it just adds to it.
At number 14 we have Younes Belhandi. He's a very, very dominant player and really should be a real threat in PES 2014. The Moroccan, of course, plays at Dynamo Kiev now after banging in a couple of goals at Montpellier. And next up we have number 13, Nastasic, or however you want to call him, but the Man City boy. Of course, he didn't play too much at City last season, but he is only 20 years of age, and you'd expect him to be around the low 80s, maybe for PES 2014, once you have increased his stats throughout Master League.
Oh lads, this fella, Destro, absolute beast for me last year. I remember I got him in my Master League, and I think he was a player that everyone bought because he was easy to get with Roma. But he's centre forward, he has really good stats. Well, he had last year, so I'm expecting him to be quite good as a striker and probably cheap as well. He's only 22, I think, so he has room to grow as well. So he's another good tip here, and the True Brits is going to finish us out with number 11.
Yep, and that is Yanga Mbia. Of course, he is the Newcastle United man who came from Montpellier, who scored 4 goals for them in 180 odd appearances, which isn't too shabby. But you would expect him on PES 2014 to be an absolute tank.
Well, I had Yanga Mbia last year in my MLO, and he was probably the second best defender that I ever had, apart from Thiago Silva. I think he was just so good. And I also had him with a Newcastle Master League that I had. I think he'd probably be about maybe mid-80s, maybe not mid-80s, maybe 81 or 82. So he'd probably be a fairly decent centre half to get. He's quick and he's strong, as you say, as well. So he'd probably be a tank, as you say. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely, sounds good. So there we have it. That is 15 through 11.
So we're kicking things off with players 10 to 6. We're getting down to it now. And I'm going to start with Santon at number 10. He's an absolute beast, lads. He can play left back or right back, and he was one of the best players in PES 2013. He just rocketed it up into the ratings in Master League, so he's one to watch as well.
So at number 9 we have Julian Draxler, ambidextrous, sometimes left midfield, sometimes right midfield. 79 rate I think he was in PES 2013. I think he'll be much higher this year. He's an absolute beast for Schalke this season. Hopefully he'll be even better than he was last year, so yeah.
Okay, number 8, Victor Wanyama, now at Southampton, moved from Celtic in the summer. Absolute tank, absolute monster, sat in front of the back 4. One that everybody's going to want to break up play in there. Hopefully he's going to go high, and with the physicality this year on PES 2014, he should be a good buy.
Now number 7, Christian Benteke of Aston Villa, signed a new contract of course because he didn't want to leave Aston Villa to go to Tottenham. I think with the physicality, of course, like Pro Spartan was saying, I think he'll be an absolute beast up front, especially at MLO online. He would be bossing those defenders. I don't think anyone will stop him. But yeah, Benteke scoring a lot of goals. I think he'll score a lot of goals this year for Aston Villa in real life as well.
And finally, last but not least, in episode 4, we have number 6, El Shawari, with all the fancy haircuts, the spikes going, box of tricks, can play SS, can play on the flanks. Got all the techers going, backflips, rainbow flicks, round the world skills. Went up to nearly 100 in PES 2013, and I'm sure he's going to be knocking on that 100 again in 2014. Really is a great one to watch at AC Milan.
What is up, lads? It's the Midnight Kid here, and welcome to the final episode of our PES 2014 Master League Top 25 Young Players to Buy series. Episode number 5. We're down to the top 5. Thanks for all the suggestions and recommendations that you came in with. Some players made the cut, some didn't, but we did have a vote off on the top 5, and I think we have chosen the best of the best for who will be beasts in PES 2014 in Master League. So we're going to kick things off with number 5, of course. It is Christian Eriksen. Really good player. He's playing for Ajax at the moment. A lot of people saying that he could go to a club before the transfer window shuts. Maybe Real Madrid were looking at him, and I think Dortmund were looking at him, as well as Arsenal and United at one stage as well. If he goes, I expect him to be probably 83 or 84, but if he stays at Ajax, he'll probably be around 80 overall, but his potential rating will shoot up into the high 80s, probably low 90s, because he is a beast. Up next is Carthy. Now lads, this guy wasn't really much, well, I didn't know much about him last year. I know that he's out on loan again this year from Chelsea to Atletico Madrid, and I mean, he's supposedly the best keeper in La Liga last season, which is saying, you know, quite something as well. I know Cassius didn't play, but he's only 20, I think 21, and he is really good, so he's 4. Number 3 was probably the hardest decision to make, because between number 1, 2 and 3, you know, there was no real definitive winner of it. I suppose it went down, it was a split decision for the 3, but we chose Coutinho, the Liverpool maestro. He is an absolute beast in PES 2013. I expect him to be really good in PES 2014, especially in Master League. He'll probably be handy enough to buy as well. Hopefully he will be probably a little bit harder to buy than number 2, but number 2 is the main man himself, Munayin. Been very quiet in the La Liga the whole season last year, but he was probably my favourite player in PES 2013, and he was also one of the most underrated players that was just so overpowered. I mean, he was just unbelievable. His dribbling, his shooting, his overall speed is really good. So coming in at number 1, lads, and this is quite exciting, we had to choose the big beast himself, the tank, Lukaku. So he's back at Chelsea this season, had an excellent season last year with West Brom. He is our number 1 pick. He had the majority of the votes, and I think he's probably the best decision. He'll probably be shooting up to about an 83 or 4 based on the season that he had, and he was just with the new physicality, the new heart, the new everything. I think the game will suit him the best. So lads, those are our top 5. As I said, we did miss out on some high profile guys, and let us know in the comments below if you disagree or agree with our choices. Head on over to PESUniverse as well to get in touch in the forums to talk about it, and I will talk to you later. Peace.